Good day, family. Jennifer from the West Coast again. So I thought I'd bring you a vision I had about a question of worth. I had given my life. The Lord had brought me a few visions and some dreams. This was about 3.5 years ago. But I still struggled so much daily with unlearning who I was and relearning who Jesus wanted me to be. And I was sitting in a restaurant talking about it with my husband because I had asked the Lord many, many times, why do you want me? Why me? There's nothing about me that is of value for any reason or anything. But you've accepted me and I have accepted your sacrifice. But why me? Because I knew at this point that, many are called, but few are chosen. So we are also chosen, and we've been chosen since the beginning. And I just couldn't wrap my head around the idea of why. And I laid my head on the table while I was having this dinner with my husband, discussing it with him. And as I laid my head down on the table and closed my eyes, I had this vision. And I had my husband draw this one for me too this morning, just a quick sketch before he had to go to work. So I'm going to tell you what the vision was while I show you what his sketch is, so that you guys get maybe a better visual idea of what that was. He's been very gracious to do this for me, so it's very fun to have a visual for you guys. So give me just a moment. I'm going to turn my camera around and start telling you what that was. And hopefully this will encourage some of you to recognize as well what God sees in you, because I'm sure many or all prayerfully of you are of the same heart. So give me just a sec. Okay. So, gotta back up, I guess, from this. When I was leaning my head down and I had the vision, I was crawling in a desert, really dry. I was hot, my mouth was parched, and I looked up, and just ahead was this golden road, and my hand was just about ready to touch this road. And I looked, and in the distance I could see this walled city, and the doors were open. And I felt a beckoning, as well as a patience, that those doors were going to remain open until I could crawl through the desert and continue crawling down this golden road. And then as soon as I got there, I knew the doors would remain open for me, and then they would be closed. And it was the most beautiful, brilliant, incredibly beautiful city I had ever seen. And then I looked, I could sense something off to my left, and so I looked off to my side, and right next to me was a shadowy figure of a person standing with their arms crossed, all haughty, their nose and their chin in the air, and in such a prideful stance. And they were walking in this desert, but in front of them was just black, cloudy smoke. I got this feeling of nothingness. They were literally blindly heading into nothing. It was just darkness. But me, I was on the ground, crawling, exhausted, sand in my mouth, and I just needed water so bad. I was so thirsty. But I knew I would be safe, and that city would be waiting for me. And it was as if it was Jesus holding his arms open. And I didn't understand this vision other than, I've been striving and it's been a really rough road. And then I was listening to, I don't know if any of you know a man by the name of Chuck Missler. I was listening to his Revelation study. And I've read and I've heard Revelation many, many times before. But it was one particular time I was listening to him. And this is what I was listening to as he got to chapter 3. Once again, this vision popped up before my mind once more. And Revelation chapter 3, verse 7 says, "To the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these are the words of him who is holy and true, who holds the key of David. What he opens, no one can shut. And what he shuts, no one can open. I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name." And it was at that moment that I understood what he meant by giving me this vision as it was and seen, that this is a prideful person walking into the outer darkness. They can't humble themselves before the Lord. And that I had little strength left. And then I wanted to read one more to you. And this one is out of, it's out of Isaiah. And this one has been something, I actually have this printed out in my window, so I could always have it in front of me when I'm in the kitchen, doing dishes. And it's Isaiah 26, verse 1 through 4. "In that day, this song will be sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. God will appoint salvation for walls and bulwarks. Open the gates, that the righteous nation which keeps the truth may enter in. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for in Yahweh the Lord is everlasting strength." So I wanted to bring that to you and tell you that it was very encouraging for me, and I really pray that this is also encouraging for you guys, and let you know once more I love you. And if you have any prayer requests, please put them in. My heart is very much there for you guys, and peace be to you every breath you take. And I love you very much. Bye, guys. Bye, sweetie. Oops.